but thank you for being here because today is a very exciting day. You know, when parents are engaged, students succeed. Decades of research show that family engagement significantly improves school readiness. It improves student academic achievement, and it improves graduation rates. Some studies say parents can have a bigger impact even than teachers. And when parents are engaged on a deeper level, taking leadership positions in their local education community, the impact grows exponentially, spilling over to other families and children as well. In Kentucky, we're fortunate to have a program that recruits, trains, and employs our parents as leaders and sets them in motion as forces of change. Since 1997, when it was created by the Pritchard Committee for Academic Excellence, the Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership has engaged over 1,600 parent leaders as strong advocates for partnering with their local schools to improve student achievement. It is considered a national model, having been replicated by 10 states and the District of Columbia. The Pritchard Committee, which, by the way, was named the nation's premier education advocacy organization by Education Week in 2002, has accomplished this entirely with the support of private contributors. The program does not receive any government funds. And while we don't have the state funding available to create new agencies, this initiative is of such importance that I want to put the weight of the governor's office behind it. To do so, I will be signing an executive order renaming the program the Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership and establishing a partnership between the governor's office and the Pritchard Committee for Academic Excellence. We are going to ramp up the work of the Institute, taking it statewide, expanding its reach, elevating its profile, and bringing energy to its fundraising. The program will remain a private, independent, nonprofit corporation funded by donations. It won't be a state agency. This past year, the Institute held 3 regional classes for parents in Hazard, Florence, and Henderson. By expanding its reach, we hope to fund 5 or 6 sessions to reach about 200 parents per year. We also would provide follow-up coaching and support for 400 parent participants trained in previous years. Since each parent graduate, on average, engages 20 other parents, that represents 12,000 more parents each year, making sure their child and their school are successful. How influential are these graduates? Consider these facts about the Institute for Parent Leadership graduates in Kentucky. More than 750 serve or have served on site-based decision-making councils and committees. 47 have been elected to local school boards. 2 have been appointed to the Kentucky State Board of Education. I had a little hand in that myself.
That's right.
2 have been appointed to the Educational Professional Standards Board. Graduates serve on leadership audit teams, the State Commissioner's Parent Advisory Council, textbook selection committees, the Kentucky School Curriculum Assessment and Accountability Council, and other influence groups. At least 40 graduates have entered or returned to teaching. At least 3 are now principals, and 1 is now a superintendent. My friends, that is a veritable army fighting for our schools and for our children. And today, we're going to start expanding that army. We're blessed in Kentucky with a lot of people working to improve our education system, people who have helped us make dramatic leaps forward over the past couple of decades. Folks like Governor Martha Lane Collins, who was instrumental in starting the Governor's Scholars Program. Thank you, Governor. And thousands of others, and I want to thank everybody, all of them, especially the team at the Pritchard Committee, including Executive Director Stu Silberman, and our good friend and his predecessor, the late Bob Sexton, and the person who makes the Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership so effective, Director Bev Raimondo. Bev?
Thank you very much, Governor Beshear, and it is incredibly exciting for me to be here to do this today. And I have a lot of good friends standing out there. And this is the first of two babies that are being born today, because as we walked into the Capitol, I got a phone call from my daughter saying, I'm in labor and they've admitted me to the hospital. So my husband Tony and I will be leaving here to drive shortly. And I'm a little emotional about it also. But to reiterate what the governor said, 40 years of research nationally shows that when parents are involved, both at home and at school, children achieve more and the schools that they go to improve. And we have known that for a long, long time. We keep getting it reinforced. In fact, recently, last year in the TEL survey, TEL stands for Teaching, Empowering, Leading, and Learning. Kentucky teachers identified community support and involvement as the strongest element related to student performance. The vast majority of teachers, 85% of them in the highest performing elementary schools, reported that parents and guardians provide support for teachers. 54% reported this in the lowest performing schools. Parents are a crucial link. They make an incredible difference when it comes to ensuring high performance for students. We at the Pritchard Committee knew this when we began our work to develop parent leaders in 1997, and our experience has only strengthened that knowledge, and you'll hear from some really strong parents in just a few minutes. As Kentucky was stepping forward as the first state with sweeping education reforms, we were raising expectations for students and for teachers. And at the Pritchard Committee, we believe parents and community are crucial to our democratic process. We knew parents want to help and can provide immense resources. We knew that educators cannot improve schools by themselves. We knew parents want to work as partners. And we knew that parents needed help understanding what was happening in the schools. So we raised the expectations for parents, along with the students and teachers. We created the Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership that Governor Beshear talked about to develop a cadre of leaders who are informed supporters and advocates for a strong standards-based education system and are better prepared to serve on SBDM councils and leadership roles in PTAs, PTOs, on committees and task forces and on school boards, and you heard the litany. By institutionalizing the Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership as the governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership, we are elevating the profile and carrying this work forward, expanding it to far more parents throughout Kentucky. That's our goal. It's for any parent with children in the Kentucky public schools, any parent who is willing to step forward, work with other parents, focus on improving student achievement. The Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership's purpose is to educate parents about how to assess the progress of their children's schools, to inform parents how to become involved as partners in improving those schools, to motivate parents to help other parents become involved, and to support parents as they become involved. What do we expect in the Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership, just as we've done for the last 16 years? We expect them to commit to attending 6 full days of training offered in 3 two-day sessions, hands-on interactive sessions, lots of activities based on adult learning theory. They receive a combination of information, skills, and data about their schools, helping them understand what the data shows. They receive training from our staff, from KDE staff, and from SIPL graduates or fellows who come back and help us do workshops. They complete homework assignments at their schools. They are expected to design and implement projects at their schools that meet 3 criteria. They must focus on improving student achievement, must involve other parents in doing that, and must be designed in such a way that it has a lasting impact. It cannot be a one-time event. We stick with them, we coach them for 2 years, we do exit interviews, we expect them to complete their projects. And we expect them, and what we see is that they may come in focused on their own child. They begin to think about all children. And that's why it's so strong for Kentucky. It's all of Kentucky's children. The result is that they become a cadre of informed, involved parent leaders whose impact is being felt throughout our schools and our districts. And we want to spread that. So how will we do this work? He mentioned we will continue to seek funding and seek partners throughout Kentucky. We've worked with partners in recent years, partners such as the Center for Gifted Study at Western and Berea College externally funded programs. We're in conversations, and you'll hear more about one of these, with Morehead State University and the University of Pikeville, as well as protection and advocacy. So, we plan to offer at least 2 Governor's Commonwealth Institutes for Parent Leadership in the fall of 2013. We would love to offer 3 or 4, and our goal is to grow that to 5 or 6 per year after that. All of that depends on the funds that we're able to raise. Dates and locations will be announced after the first of the year. And we do have an exciting announcement coming in a few minutes. But the real evidence of the impact and importance of parent leaders comes from the parents themselves. When they complete the training, they are obligated to us to complete a project within 2 years. But for many, it becomes life work. In fact, at least once in each of the last 16 years, I've heard a parent say, "This has changed my life and the life of my child." That, to me, is why elevating the Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership, like the Governor's Scholars Program and the Governor's School for the Arts, is such a logical and exciting move. So at this point, I want you to hear from some of the parents. And we have with us Theresa Doll, who attended the Commonwealth Institute in 2001 from Estill County. We have Adrian Godfrey from Lexington, who attended in 2011. And we have Bridget Ramsey, also a state board member now, who attended from Pendleton County in 2000. Theresa?
Good afternoon. My name is Theresa Doll. I'm the mother of 2 from Estill County. I'm excited about the announcement today and so thankful for the opportunity to share my enthusiasm. Parents and families of the Commonwealth will also be enthusiastic with today's announcement of the Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership. The Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership support will reinforce the mission of the Pritchard Committee by providing a public voice advocating for continually improved education for all Kentuckians. 11 years ago, I attended the Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership, and I had no idea that my life would take the direction it has. My participation in the Commonwealth Institute has refined me as a person, a parent, and as a citizen. I am so proud of the achievements, the successes, and the advocacy opportunities that I have been given because of the confidence that I gained while educating myself and others. Being an advocate for change while encouraging families in my district is true empowerment. Thank you again, Governor Beshear. SIPL Fellows past, present, and future welcome this collaboration with open arms. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Adrian Godfrey, and I am the parent of a 3rd grade student at an elementary school in Lexington, Kentucky, and a 3-year-old preschooler. I attended the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership in the fall of 2011, and I am immeasurably proud to say that I am a graduate of what is now the Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to see as a state, as a member of the legal community and the business community in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I think it's really important for us to understand that government has to include our parents, government has to include our students, government has to include our teachers in order to push our state forward to be competitive within our nation and around the world. I didn't think that I would ever say anything like that until someone said to me, why don't you come be a SIPL Fellow? So I did, and what I learned had little to do with the fact that I had had an education in the past or that I was already a parent. What I learned was how to take the desire to help and turn it into a desire and an ability to affect change for all of the students, whether they are in school now, whether they had been in school in the past, or like my own 3-year-old daughter who is not yet in the school system, but is benefiting from the good work that we're doing. So I congratulate you, Bev, for your many, many years of hard work, and I want to continue to see the Pritchard Committee and now the Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership to continue to give other parents this opportunity to benefit our schools, to help your own children and our state. Thank you.
My name is Bridget Blum Ramsey, and I'm a SIPL Fellow from 2000. I'm honored to be here to share in this event today. I participated in SIPL in its very early years and at a time when I was a relatively new local Board of Education member in Pendleton County. Fortunately, Bev Raimondo and the Pritchard Committee recognized the need to educate parents about Kentucky's education reform and to equip interested parents to be education leaders in their community. The SIPL, as we lovingly call it, provided me with the information I needed to be an empowered local advocate and the support of knowing that I was joining with many other parents across the state of Kentucky in their quest to support education in their local communities. I'm excited that Governor Beshear has agreed to establish the Governor's Commonwealth Institute for Parent Leadership at a time when we as a state are implementing the next round of education reform, unbridled learning. By doing this, Governor Beshear is sending a strong message that parent engagement in education is critical to our success. Education will define Kentucky's future. As we work together diligently to prepare all children for college and career success, parent leadership and community engagement will be critical to achieving our goals. And I thank Governor Beshear for his leadership in setting this tone, and I thank Bev Raimondo from the bottom of my heart for her vision and commitment to Kentucky's parents and children.
There's an additional part of this exciting announcement, and I'm going to turn that over to the two gentlemen to my right, President Wayne Andrews from Morehead State University and Vice President James Hurley from University of Pikeville.
Thank you very much, Beverly. I heard a primitive Baptist preacher say at a meeting not too many years ago something I just love, and it captures what I feel right now. He said, "I'm drinking from my saucer as my cup runneth over." That's how I feel about being up here with two governors, two dignitaries from the Pritchard Committee, James Hurley from the University of Pikeville. We are deeply committed to improving the lives of the citizens in Kentucky. We've set remarkable goals going back to 1990 and 91 with basic reform in public education, in 1997 with higher education reform, and we've made significant progress. Sometimes we beat ourselves up and we don't stop to acknowledge what we've accomplished. But having said that, there's a lot more to do, and we all know that. To me, this is one of the most fundamentally exciting things we could do, is to make sure that we're deliberate to involve the parents in the lives and in the education of children. If you think about it, kids spend 8 hours a day in school, but the other 16 hours, they're at home. And some of their home life is not what we would want it to be. And involving parents at a significant level in policy and public advocacy is extremely important. So when I met Stu Silverman and I met Bev Raimondo, and we learned what the Pritchard Committee was doing several years ago at Morehead State University, we jumped in and we said, we're going to be involved in this. So right now we're doing workshops with parents from Rowan County and Lawrence County. And then when they said, but you know, you could do more, you could get involved in SIPL. And I thought, well, what is that? Well, you know what it is. And so we've made a commitment at Morehead State University to raise money with our partner institution, University of Pikeville, and we're going to offer SIPL in 2013. Thank you. We're going to do that in 2013 for parents in the eastern and southeastern part of our state, but we want this to be an annual thing that we're going to do. So my hope and expectation is, and what we've discussed is the possibility of securing funding to do this for the next 3 years. It's going to be a challenge, but if there wasn't a challenge, why would we get up in the morning and get going? So I'm going to sip from that saucer while I invite my colleague, James Hurley, to the podium.
Well, on behalf of President Patton, our Board of Trustees, and our student body at the University of Pikeville, we too are pleased to partner with Morehead State University and the Pritchard Committee for this very worthwhile endeavor. I especially want to commend Governor Beshear for his commitment to the continued support of education and to our greatest resource in the Commonwealth, our children and our students. The Governor's Institute for Parent Leadership will train and educate parents to be effective educational leaders in our communities and schools. This subject is especially important to me, and it's special to me. I spent 11 years in public education as a middle school and high school administrator. I witnessed firsthand the tremendous advantages that schools with strong site-based councils and strong PTAs had on academic achievement and student success. Now at the college level, we educate thousands of students per year, many of whom are the benefactors of a network of strong support. But like President Andrews said before, there's plenty of work to do. It is no secret that East Kentucky lags behind in state and national levels in college attainment rates. Morehead State, along with the University of Pikeville, collectively we're working hard to reverse those rates. As Horace Mann once stated, education is the great equalizer. But collectively, all of us in this room today can and will make a positive difference through this initiative. We look forward to collaborating with MSU and the Pritchard Committee to help advance education in the mountains. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our Executive Director, Stu Silverman, is going to close this out, and we'll certainly open it up to any questions and see if Governor Collins would like to say a few remarks.
Thank you, Bev. Is this a historic day in Kentucky or what, guys? Yeah, it really is. I'll close this out. I'll make it brief. But I think back in 1990, we led the country with our reform effort, the first one ever in our country. We were leading then. Today, we're in that reform 2.0 with high quality reform going on in our state right now. And the progress that we made from 1990 to today, we went, well, you guys know that the saying in Kentucky was thank God for Mississippi. We're way past that. We've gone from 49th in a lot of categories to 33rd today, and we're on our way to the top 20 or top 10. And with the new reform, we're leading again. We're leading this nation again, first to adopt the standards, first to assess our kids on the standards, and first to have a Commonwealth Institute for parents. Lots of states talk about the need for parent involvement. We did something about it right here. And I want to say, first of all, Governor Collins, thank you for laying the path for us. Education in the state has just made phenomenal progress. And Governor Beshear, what an education governor, guys. I mean, you think about, yeah, absolutely. You think about the horrific budget situation that we've been in, and he stood by us and protected us within everything that he could do within his power, and we appreciate that. This is just a little bit more evidence of his belief in our kids in this state. So, Governor, thank you so much for this today, and thank you. And this was Bev Raimondo's dream, guys. So this is a dream come true today, and something that is going to be so important for our future. And I want to also recognize your staff, Bev, the folks who are here today. Raise your hand, guys. Thank you for all your work over the years. Wayne and James, the first of the Governor's Institutes, is going to be led by you guys, and we appreciate you so much for stepping forward and taking the initiative. And quickly, I was doing a talk, and President Andrews was in the audience, and at the end of the talk, he stood up and he said, I think we want to do something like that here. And James, our president-elect at the University of Pikeville, we have come together and making sure that our parents in Eastern Kentucky are going to be leading. Our SIPL fellows, thank you guys so much. And they're all over the place like this, guys. They're great, great folks. And how many SIPL fellows are here today, too? Thank you all so much. Our friends at the Kentucky Department of Education, David Cook is here. He speaks at all of our institutes, and we appreciate you so much. And lots of friends here, Terry Tolan, all over the place, guys. So, Governor Beshear, thank you so much, and thank you for helping us take the next step forward in Kentucky. Thank you.